Hey guys, I'm Vinayak Mathur and this is the Creative Take podcast. Today I have with me Mrinalini Dogra, also known as Crispy Culture. She is an independent digital creator. So Mrinalini, first of all, thank you so much for joining us on this podcast. And I know it's been a little short duration since I've been notifying you about this and then how we get along recording this. And so I thank you for being on this. And a little, so if you can tell us a little bit about the journey behind going from Mrinalini Dogra to Crispy Culture.
Okay, thank you, Vinayak, for having me here, and it's so cool. Um, from Renalini to Crispy, it was a very different journey for me, and yeah, I'm just a student right now, running a fashion lifestyle blog, basically promoting slow fashion and Indian culture online, and doing little bit here and there, living my dreams, sort of.
So you mentioned you're currently a student. So what currently are you? Is it something related to the fashion industry only, which you're blogging about, or is it something totally different?
I am nowhere related to fashion right now. I'm pursuing political science honors, and I had no plans of
Mhm.
getting into fashion as well. And I don't know how it just happened.
Yeah. So one thing about your Instagram, so we connected over on Instagram, and one thing which was very exciting and interesting about the whole feed was the name of it, and
Mhm.
the name Crispy Culture. Like, how did you get to that? Like.
Okay, so the thing is, I was working with a slow fashion brand, and for people who do not know what slow fashion is, it is promoting a lifestyle which is completely opposite of fast fashion, which is very common. And basically that brand promoted sustainable fashion and Indian culture, Indian art, handmade stuff, hand block printing, and all of that. And there I knew that this is something I really like, and this is something I'm very curious about, and I want people to know about it, like people of our age, 19, 20 years old. They need to know
Mhm.
how rich our culture is. So that is where I thought that I want culture in my name. I don't know what else. And I was like, yeah, the blog will be to the point thing. It won't be like off the topic. So Crispy
Okay.
is where we came from. Like Crispy culture is what we came with.
Awesome, awesome. That's one of very unique names. So it definitely, when you say it to somebody, that definitely intrigues someone. So yeah. So how did we like? So you when exactly did you start this process of going into the slow fashion industry, or like thinking okay, so now I am going to start blogging about it and
I
going
was
from there.
I what I'm talking about, the space where the organization that I was working with. When I was
Hmm.
working with them, I was supposed to talk to some artisans as well. Like I took an interview of about 10 artisans from different corners of the country. And when I was listening to their entire journey, like one of them was somebody who was like from his family, who was from the fourth generation of his family, who was taking the craft forward, who was taking the legacy forward. And that is so fascinating. And that
Yeah.
is something which was very intriguing. And I was like, okay, I want to put it out there. So this is why I was like, I want to put slow fashion, Indian culture, all of that in front of the entire world. And it started off in my, like, after the end of my first year, which was, I think, 1 year back.
Hmm.
One and a half years back, I just got to know about it, and I was like, I want to put it out there. So 1 year back, I just started Crispy Culture. And if you go down towards my feed, like the very first post itself is about pottery, like handmade pottery and hand painted pottery. So that was like, I want to start with something like that.
Awesome. So you basically started blogging about that pottery stuff. So
No, the first post was about handmade stuff,
okay, all
and
right, got it.
eventually we moved on towards the handmade, hand printed, and slow fashion and local fashion, basically.
So I guess you've been then been interested in going towards more of these exhibition type of things where you can have these people or interact with them.
Yes, absolutely. I even interacted with some of them recently as well. I was working with that organization again, so
Hmm.
for a bit, like for like 2 months ago, and it was so cool that people have that interest. Like since the COVID situation has impacted so many artisans in the country, and like we need to keep that industry going, right? So we were working towards
Right.
making it a better space for them and to like put their art forward. And I was talking to the customers and I was like, this is so cool, like there's an entire base, and I really wish that that entire base was a little more like people who are consuming fast fashion. I wish they would know that what they are missing out on, basically.
Yeah. So, like, let's give the audience a little gist, like, from how, like, basic steps, like, how did you transition from, like, thinking or starting interviewing these people, these artisans, and now going towards, the fashion industry or aiming towards that? So, how did that whole transition look for you?
The thing is, I did not really start with fashion. Like in terms of creativity, I
Mm-hmm.
did not really start with fashion. So, if I go really back in the day, when I was in school, I wasn't a very active student. Like I was one of the uh, students who are scoring well, but not the ones who take part in everything, like taking part in dance and singing and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jabki I was very good with, like, this is what people tell me, I don't know. Jabki people used to tell me that you're very creative, and like I think that I can
Mm-hmm.
sing thoda bahut, but I still did not take part. And in college, I was like, I have a new space out there. I have unknown people. I do not know their story. They do not know my story. I can literally do anything I want to. And the first thing I did was I joined my theater group in the college. Like I went for auditions and luckily I qualified and I joined that. And that was the turning point in my life. And I still thank that particular group for like that event changed the game for me.
Awesome. So I would definitely want to like circle back to this theater wala portion.
Hmm.
But before that, you just mentioned a key point for like every person who like ends up into a creative field or who wants to go there.
Hmm.
I have this like I don't know what to call this phenomenon or something, but every creative person I've met has been self-doubting themselves at some point or the other. And
100%.
like that is, yeah, and that is one of the biggest problem why, like, if they could have started like way before
Hmm.
and probably would be at a different height altogether,
Hmm.
but just that self-doubt creates this. So what helped you go over that self-doubt? Like, what was that acceleration point ki bas nahi, ab ho gaya hai, and now we want to like.
This might sound very familiar to so many people out there. I literally started watching videos when I was in 11th grade. I was like, I was hooked onto videos and I was hooked onto blogs and all of these things when it just started in India, when nobody, like, not many people, especially school students, did not know about it. And I was like, this is so cool. I want to do it. I really want to experiment. I really want to do, like, if you go through the entire blog, it's not like I am showing you 10 different ways of wearing a scarf. It's very relatable. And I saw them and I was like, I really want to do it, even in school. But you constantly feel ki abhi to I don't think I can, I don't think I have the right equipments, I don't think I have the skill. I need to be a fashion ka background ka person if I have to do certain things related to fashion. And eventually I realized ki uh, the thing with fashion is that it's just choice. If you like certain things, if you like certain prints and I do not, and it's not my taste, it doesn't matter. It's really it's a it's just based on your likings. Nothing is right or wrong in fashion. This is what I feel. So I was like, okay, I need to put it out there. And after my first year ended, I was like, I pretty much have a background which I always wanted. I do not have any equipments. I do not have a camera person or anything, but I know I can shoot it with my phone. I know so many bloggers who started with their phones, and it's not even an iPhone. They're using basic phones and doing very well, and eventually they grew. So I was like, why can I not do that? That is how I just started. And I was like, okay, there will never be a perfect time. I will just have to start as soon as possible, because there will be more people when I'll start later on. If I start 1 year later, there will be more creators, there will be even more competition. So I need to start as soon as possible. That's what got into me.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. Like, because I have been wanting to start this podcast, wanted to. So, a little story of mine. I basically started YouTube
Mm-hmm.
around 2015, if I'm not wrong. and I started with a daily vlog wala theme.
Mhm.
And at that time, India was, at least till what I know, nobody used to do daily vlog wala
Mhm.
stuff. And that was something which intrigued. Like, again, the same story, I was looking at a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of these blogs which discuss about how daily vlogging changed it, or
Mhm.
that is where I got the inspiration. And eventually I did about 2 3 daily vlogs, and then I just stopped, because like, एक तो nobody viewed it, and that was a big problem कि मतलब कोई देख नहीं रहा, मैं बना किसके लिए रहा हूँ.
Mhm.
And the one thing which I didn't realize was कि I went into the circle of कि what will the second person think.
Mhm.
मतलब उसे पसंद आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा, like it, as a creative person you always self doubt yourself. And I don't know why is that, but like that is pretty natural for every creative person to do that.
Mhm.
And the fact that you were able to like overcome that, that is so awesome. And like, it's actually great that you've been able to like start with it.
It is not even the audience. I think it's more about the people we are surrounded with. We are not worried about the audience reaction. We are more worried about the people who are around us, and they will probably judge us. That is the main concern I think we get in our minds when we are about to start something.
Got you. So basically, like in social media, the first thing you do is like whenever you post, you send it towards your closest network, your friends, your family,
Mhm.
and then you are judged कि boss ये क्या बोलने वाले हैं, right? And yeah, I definitely get that. Okay, so let's circle back to your theater group. So what was it about? So it was it a specific niche, or like how did you get into that?
So I just gave in auditions. Like there were 2 rounds,
Mm-hmm.
and I got through. And the process was that we need to decide upon. Like I was a major part of the street theater. Like I did a stage performance,
Okay.
but I was more into the street ka group. And if anybody is listening from a theater background, they will relate ki it is very tiring, but it is awesome. It's amazing. Like when you see an entire production, when you're discussing
Mm-hmm.
about what to take as a topic, and we took a very relevant topic, I believe, which was about media. Again,
Mm-hmm.
it was about how social media is promoting fake news, is like there are political parties or there are people who are promoting their propaganda through media, which is supposed to be an independent organization but is sort of influenced right now. So that is what we talked about, and we were like, great, this is an amazing idea, and we built upon it. And yeah, it was like it turned out so well, and everything was being created by us. Like the songs,
Mm-hmm.
the dialogues, the execution, everything was created by all of us, a group of just 18, 19, 20 years old. And we were performing in like different parts of Delhi, and different, like we went to IIT Kanpur. And yeah, it was amazing. It was a different journey altogether. And one thing that theater really taught me was that it's a creative thing, right? But it
Mm-hmm.
taught me like that you need to be very consistent if you really want to create something. You need to be consistent, you need to be dedicated towards it. And that is something I really needed in my life, because I've always been that person who starts something with a lot of enthusiasm, and I used to drop it midway. And I think there are so many people out there who are like that.
Yeah, I am myself like that, and like I know a lot of people who do that. That's that's so relatable.
Yeah, so that is what I learned wahan pe, कि you need to be dedicated if you really want to put something out there, and you need to work on it every single day. You cannot just even miss out on one day. Like you need to do something around that area every single day. Just think about it. Even that is working for it.
So what made you actually like, all this is like when you're in the theater group, everything is going fine, and so how did you like, when was that sparking moment कि boss नहीं, I have to. So you said कि मेरे को like after the artisans interview, and
Mm-hmm.
that was when you thought कि नहीं मतलब this is what
Mm-hmm.
I want to do. And being in the theater industry,
Mm-hmm.
so what made you that shift कि मतलब ये तो कर. And was it कि मतलब you did it sideways कि मतलब You
Mhm.
did theater and you did blogging, or you shifted towards blogging totally?
No, I left theater and then I got into slow fashion के brand में. I got an internship. वहाँ पे I started talking to these artisans and knowing about their story, and I was working as their PR manager. So I knew quite a lot of things, and I was even creating content. Basically, it was a startup, so I was doing everything here and there. So, and after that internship ended, I was like, okay, this segment has ended, but I don't want this to end. So I thought, why not take this forward? So theater was gone, my internship was gone. Now I needed to start something. And I was like, what could be better than this? Now I finally have some knowledge about some area of fashion. I learn, I as I go through the blogging wala world, I will learn about new things and whatever. And I just started. I was like, okay, let's just go. Like you mentioned earlier, कि हाँ अब बस हो गया. I just felt that कि हाँ अब बस हो गया. अब तो nothing is better than this. Let's do this only.
Right, right. If not all, like saying all would be a little, a bracket statement, but for almost every creator, this is the only turning point, like nahi bas ho gaya wala situation, because most of the creative people I know of have been doing the typical corporate wala job,
Mm-hmm.
and they at some point decide कि नहीं यार बहुत हो गया, अब इतना रोज 9 से 5 की नौकरी नहीं हो सकती, and they shift back to a creative field.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally relatable.
Hmm.
Okay, so you started blogging, and so first of these stories which you mentioned were about these handmade products and these pottery
Mm-hmm.
and artisans related.
Mm-hmm.
So how has that been as a journey to you? Like with that blogging, you said you were also a student right now. So complex situation की मतलब मैं student वाले aspect पे ध्यान दूँ ज़्यादा, I do more of blogging, or how do you balance it basically?
Okay, so what I did was, I think this is what mostly people do. Uh, I used to get dressed. I used to go to college. I used to get my pictures clicked या कहीं पे if I'm going college से पहले, if I'm hanging out and chilling with my friends, I used to get myself clicked, and then I used to go for my classes or vice versa. Like after class, I'm getting my pictures clicked, and this is how we started. And my friends, I owe this to them. All of my friends, they must have been so fed up with this thing that I'm always like, okay, please click this picture now. Okay, is angle say look like it is very tiring to be a friend who is like to be friends with a blogger. It's very tiring, and this is very relatable.
Yeah.
So that is how I balanced.
नहीं basically we have to do what we have to do, like मतलब इस, and once we have crossed that कि मतलब करना है, then तो it is like anything you ask, it has to be done, it has to be done, like there's no
Are
कि मतलब
the
और
thing
देखने
is,
वाले हैं किसी को या क्या.
and the thing is, when you are like very firm about your decision कि हाँ अब ये करना है, तो I don't think anything else will matter. You will know your priorities. For example, for me, this was a priority when I was starting out. I was like, okay, I need to put out content. I know that I do not have utni cheezein, and there were so many people who were doing so well in this creative space, and I was like, I want to do something. I want to do something. So how will I do it? I will just drag my friends, and I'll ask them to click my pictures, my mom or my dad, and I'll just ask them to click my pictures. And but the thing that I really realized after quite some time was that I started off with these handmade things, right? But
Right.
just because I saw certain people on the internet, and I think again, I think this podcast is going to be very relatable to so many people. So when I started and the journey went on, I saw so many creators putting out pictures in like similar clothes, which were the trends, so-called trends.
Right,
And I was like,
right.
okay, that's not my blog ka style, but should I tap onto that? And
Mm-hmm.
every creator goes through that. Ki, "हाँ यार, this
Yeah.
is trending, I should do that. Even if that is not my goal, that is not something I should accommodate, but that is a trend, yaar, I'll get a good reach, I should do that. And I fell into that trap. I just started posting. Um, I started posting anything. I was like, okay, this is a trend. Let's do this. This is a trend. Let's do that. And that was, I was not being very true to myself. And when I look
Right,
back, I just
right.
laugh about it. Ki, what was I even doing at that point of time?
नहीं, that's so true. But like looking back now, like when was this ideally? Like was it a long time back or was it
No,
recently?
it was after like 3-4 months after I started blogging.
Got it. So, like now looking back towards it, like the whole decision ki nahi मेरे को तो मतलब like this, so it is more of like कि short term success मिल रहा है मेरे को, like if I do this I'm getting so many number of
Mm-hmm.
vanity metrics की like मेरे को 100 followers मिल जाएंगे ऐसे, या मेरी
Mm-hmm.
reach इतनी बढ़ जाएगी. So how did you
Mm-hmm.
like get out of it? Like looking back, what is the whole perspective about that thing? Because I know a lot of people want to do that and a lot of people do that actually कि मतलब trend चल रहा है, let's follow.
It might sound a very big cliche, but I was just not happy. I was not happy looking at my feed ki I'm just posting random pictures of myself. I'm not posting fashion. This is
Mm-hmm.
what got into me. And I'm like, this is not what I wanted. This is not why I started Crispy Culture. Where's the culture bit? And that is what got into me ki you named it because of a purpose and you're not doing anything. So, and I got that realization when this whole coronavirus thing started. When the lockdown started, I was able to think, just pause and think about it. What exactly am I doing and what exactly I want to do? And that is when I realized, okay, let's get back. बहुत हो गया. कर लिए trends follow. That is not who you are. वापस आ जाओ बस. That is how I realized.
Right. So, like, joining this point, like, how important do you think in life or in creative journey specific is to take a break? कि मतलब you don't. So I feel कि मतलब creative journey में you there's this phenomena which I particularly feel is known as a burnout. I'm not sure कि if it exactly is that, but that is one of the thing which actually makes you go towards those vanity metrics वाला side कि मेरे को
Mhm.
trend follow करना है क्योंकि इतने time से मैं काम कर रहा हूँ and I'm not seeing any
Mhm.
results. चलो ये कर देते हैं तो results आ जाएंगे. And when you do once and you find those results, because obviously उस time trend है, and then you just get into the loop and
Mhm.
you know. So how
Mhm.
important do you think is कि you should just at some point you just pause and like look back कि boss हो क्या रहा है?
I think introspection is very important after every day. This is something I've been doing after this coronavirus thing since the world has paused. And I think you need to just think about it and you need to write things down. If you are launching something, if you're planning to do something, just write it down why you want to do this. What is the purpose behind it? Is it just the money or is it just getting popular? Then I'm sorry, that's not something you should do. Okay, so I just want to plug in one thing. There's this book Ikigai, which talks about the purpose of your life, and that
Mm-hmm.
is something which really opened my eyes. I'm like, this is not what I want. I don't want to be popular or something. I don't want to earn money from Instagram. I want to put out a purpose. That was the reason why I was here. So I think they just need to, if somebody thinks ki they're getting burned out or they are doing random things just to reach certain levels of success, which is maybe not success, it's just in your mind. If you really want to understand ki where you are going wrong, you just need to pause every day before you're sleeping. Just think about what you're doing, what exactly you want to do, and in fact write it down. When you have it written in front of you, it really helps.
Right. So like I have been in this situation कि मतलब I have, so I started my photography वाला blog. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but उसको I have started it around 2018 if I'm not wrong. And the whole motivation behind that was कि I'll, so do you know there are these events from Samsung and those mobile launch events, right, where they, if you get a so-called review wala or a blogger wala status, and by that I mean about six figures following, they probably give you the stuff for free, or if not free they give you for a certain period of
Mm-hmm.
time ki review kar lo, right? So my motivation of starting
Mm-hmm.
that blog was ki I do only mobile photography. So I had a Samsung phone and I was like ki nahi, I'll do just mobile photography with
Mm-hmm.
Samsung, and I want to grow this page as big as possible by 2019 Feb. And Feb
Mm-hmm.
was when this event was there, and I was
Mm-hmm.
so like rigorous कह लो या जो भी, but like I used to post 3 times a day and a lot of photos. I gained a lot of followers in some point of time, but eventually there came a stagnation where especially when I was over with my photos कि मतलब अब तो stock ही नहीं है मेरे पास. And that was the time for me कि I actually looked
Mhm.
back and कि like is it worth doing that. मतलब इतना टाइम एंड एफर्ट जस्ट बिकॉज कि मेरे को एक दिन एक सैमसंग का फ़ोन होपफुली मिल जाएगा एंड देन यू नो इज दैट सक्सेस फॉर मी लाइक उसके बाद क्या मेरा और कुछ होना नहीं है लाइक. सो दैट वाज द पॉइंट कि आई वाज लाइक कि नहीं बस अगर करना है तो डू इट बिकॉज यू लव मोबाइल फोटोग्राफी और फोटोग्राफी इन जनरल बट नॉट बिकॉज कि मतलब कोई तुम्हें
Mhm.
ब्लॉगर स्टेटस देख के तुम्हें ये देने वाला राइट.
When I talk to some bloggers, so many of them have this motivation even now. Like they have a good following and stuff, and they have this motivation abhi bhi ki okay, I will get onto this itna level of my following and my reach will increase itna, then I will get this collaboration. And they just don't stop, and they just don't enjoy the entire process of reaching there. They're just having a fixed goal, and they're just not enjoying it. That's weird to me. How is it different from working under a company in a corporate environment where you're given targets and working for your own self? How is it different?
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole point, like many people say कि मेरे को पता creative field में इसलिए जाना है और I have to start this whole creative journey so that I get free of this 9 to 5 वाला या target को achieve करने वाला race, the rat race which most people call. But if you get into this field and you're chasing the numbers, like whether it is reach, whether it's followers, subscribers, whichever, so it is basically the same thing. You just instead of a boss or a reporting manager, you're doing it for yourself. But the whole process remains the same. You're just running behind targets, and I don't think that how like, I don't think that is valuable in the long term. Maybe in the short term, you see the success कि हाँ boss इतना आ रहा है बहुत अच्छा है and everything, but like so one just example was कि मैंने once I crossed the 1,000 mark. Before that, my goal was कि 1,000 followers हो जाए. It would be great. Like 1,000 people know me, right? And when I crossed the 1,000 mark, I was like, it didn't took me more than 5 minutes to define the next target of 10K. And for before that,
Mm-hmm.
for the previous 6 months, it was like hazar ho jaye, that is success for me. And after reaching that point, within 5 minutes, the definition of success changes, and that is something
Mm-hmm.
which never ends. So that will go along. You cross 1 million, you cross 10 million, that will always
Mm-hmm.
remain there. So like I anybody who comes and like discusses something related to reach, I'm like नहीं मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा बात ये. This is not something which I like. I have been a part of this, but now I'll be as far as possible with this.
Yeah.
So you've been blogging since a while now. So what has been the motivation like? I know there's like we talked key the followers or the metrics don't actually matter and they shouldn't be the motivation behind doing the stuff. But what is then the motivation for you to, continue creating stuff other than the fact that you like doing that? Because at the end of the day, it eventually comes down to what you like. It is basically for me, it is the right balance between what you like and what people want to see. Because if you just go on with what you like, you end up with nothing with just your blog, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there has to
Mm-hmm.
be someone who is actually wanting to see that. So what is that balance for you? What is
Mm-hmm.
that motivation that actually makes you go forward for making those things or making those blog posts or photos?
Um, I think there are too many content creators, and kudos to them if they can actually do it. But there are so many content creators who are like fashion content creators who are putting out content like 10 different ways of wearing a scarf. Not everyone can do that. Not everyone can pull that off. I can't even take one outfit from that scarf wala thing and do it properly. I can't. So I want my space to be something jo is very relatable. Even if I'm wearing a black t-shirt and jeans, I want people to know ki हाँ यार, you can look good with a pair of jeans and a black t-shirt on top, and you just style it and it's done. Or if you are wearing printed pants, if you're wearing Indian printed block printed pants, you can look good with that. In fact, even better in my opinion. But yeah. So yeah, I just want people to realize that it's not the blogging culture. I'm not really against it. If people can do it, there's another group of people, set of people who actually do it, and kudos to them. But I think there needs to be, if there are people like that, there needs to be certain platforms जो promote करते हैं about relatable fashion, about how to just be very casual about things.
Like, how do you define that कि मेरे को बस ये वाला portion, like this is the reason I want to work and this is not the reason why I want to work, or there's some point at which you decide कि this is what I want to do and this is not what I want to do.
I think if we go around, and this is not just me,
Mm-hmm.
if we go around it, and it's just not me, I depend upon feedback. I really take feedback about everything. So when I'm talking to my friends, I am in a girls college, so I am having a privilege of talking to girls all the time, like a lot of girls all the time. So I literally
Mm-hmm.
go on to them and ask them ki, हाँ, is it relatable, is it not? So I think that really works, feedback. And just think about your own self. Would you want to wear certain things? Like, it's totally your choice. If you really can, amazing. But is it something that, मतलब अगर there's an audience for that, तो audience यहाँ के लिए भी है. I think majority में है कि people want to style their basics into something else, or people want to have colorful outfits but don't really have that sort of confidence to pull off a bright colored kurti or whatever. People don't really think of that. So I
Right.
think, yeah, I think feedback is very important.
Like, so even with feedback, I like have this for me especially, I always have this demarcation line because yeah. So when you get the feedback, especially on the social media itself, like Instagram पे आपने post डाला and you get 10 comments, 5 of them are feedback. In even in that, so first of all, what is feedback to you? Like, who do you seek for feedback? Your closest network of friends, social media, or what?
I think feedback is not when somebody's saying, "Oh my God, that looks so bad." That's not feedback. Feedback is that I think that does not work. I think this would work better. This is what I think is feedback. There's a thin line between criticism and constructive criticism, and you just know it. You just know कि हाँ, the person is just criticizing you, or is actually giving you certain elements that you can add or you can change to make it better. So I definitely look on to my fellow bloggers. Like, I'm friends with some bloggers and we talk about things and all of that. And people around me, like my friends, uh, my inner circle, my outer circle, I go on to everyone and just ask, does it work? Does it not work? Even with any plans that I have professionally, I seek feedback, and I think everyone should. You should take different perspectives. You should not get influenced, but yes, seek for feedback and have different perspectives in mind, and then make a decision.
So how do you stop yourself from getting influenced by it? Because that is very easy to be like, get influenced by anybody's comment or things like that.
Thankfully, I don't think that I have ever been through that. कि बहुत ही negativity आ रही है, because my audience is very tiny, and those are people who actually have been there from the very beginning, and they did not even leave. Okay, so I'm planning on certain new things, and due to some issues, I had to take a break from my Instagram blog, and they did not leave me. So they did not really unfollow me. Some of them did, obviously, but the others who sticked still uske baad bhi. And when I'm not posting, there are people who are sending me messages ki, हाँ, is everything okay? So I think that is where you know कि हाँ यार, I don't think that the negative comments matters. I have built this community, and I have positive people around me. I need to focus on that. It's very easy to say, I know, but it takes time, a lot of time. I still struggle with it sometimes, but that is how I think you can make peace with it.
No, that's a great point. But like one thing which you said, which I totally disagree with, is कि I have a very small audience. That is not small. That is actually a very niche audience, and that is so having 100 people or 1,000 people or 2,000 people who actually like your content and stick around versus having 2 lakh 2 million people who are just there for कि मतलब कुछ भी आ जाएगा ठीक है, नहीं आएगा कोई बात नहीं. Those 2000 are much more valuable than those 2 million followers. So it is actually good if you can have a niche following with a loyalty
Hmm.
based relationship, and that is what actually matters. It doesn't matter ki how many, again coming back ki, it doesn't matter how many followers you have.
Yeah, I agree. And this is something which, like, it really struck upon me when I started working with brands, because I like, for example, I started working with LBB as their LBB influencer in January. So उस टाइम पे I realized कि I don't really have that audience, but maybe it's because of the content, or what is it? And when we were having a chat with the people from LBB, they were like, it's not because of the numbers why you guys are here, it's because of the content. And I was like, okay, maybe the content matters more. And that is when I started realizing ki, हाँ, just work on your content, just work on that.
Right. And just plugging in a cliche statement, content is the king, and and every discussion related to content
Yeah,
ends up at
that
this
is
point ki,
200% true.
yeah.
That is true. Content is the king and marketing is the queen.
So true, so true. So okay, so a great perspective over here. If you are a creative person, right, and most creative people don't have this business sense, yeah, marketing sense. How do you, did you first of all have like it inbuilt, or did you like learn it throughout the process? Ki, matlab, how do I market myself? How do I, get towards knowing or get people to know me?
I think I just learned in the entire process. It was just a journey. Like, eventually I connected with bloggers, ki, haan, you're working towards similar goals. You're also a micro blogger, so I want to know more about you. And I think one thing that really helped me was, there were certain bloggers who were doing video content, and I thought that I should tap on that. And I didn't really know about it. I when it comes to tech related stuff, I am a noob. I have no idea what to do about it. So I just started asking, and that is what is, I think, very important, that you ask people ki, acha, tell me now, how do we do this? So I don't think there's any problem with asking questions to people whom you think they might know things. You should always ask कि हाँ कैसे करते हैं यार, please tell me now and just help me out here ना. And yeah, that is something that really helped me, and eventually connected with bloggers and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Like just one point that I wanted to add at this was ki it, especially when a creator gets a message asking for help, I don't know if that's just me or if it actually happens, they are more than willing to help.
Yes.
And that's just not with creator, it's with everyone. If you just go and ask for help, they'll probably just give you.
I
So
think 100% true. I think, for example, if people who are just starting out with blogging and all of that, and if they want to know that how do we collaborate with brands and how do they reach us, and etc. etc. Like, I had 2 3 people who came in bilkul starting mein hi when I had collaborations. So I to explained everything, because there are so many things about which you have to be very careful about, and you need to, like, have certain policy कि हाँ, I won't do this
mhm.
in itna, and just set certain boundaries for yourself. And yeah, I to give out every information, and I think all the creators out there, if they read your message, they just give out every information possible, which is going to help you to go through the entire process.
Right. So, like now transitioning to this point of collaborations, as you mentioned. So, like, when did you start actually collaborating? When did you feel, or did the brands reach you? You reach the brand? How did it went? Like,
It
how?
started with brands reaching me, and I don't know how that
Mhm.
happened. But it was just like after 1 or 2 months, 2 months, yeah, 2 3 months, and I don't know how that happened, but I still remember it was an under eye cream, and
Uh-huh.
it is still with me in a box or something. That, yeah, this was the first thing that I started with. And yeah, and then it just escalated with brands like Whisper, Sugar Cosmetics, LBB. Indus Valley, and so on.
Amazing. So, so now, have you ever tried to reach out the brands on from your side?
Honestly, I did not. I actually went out to a blogger and I asked her, ki, how do
Mm-hmm.
we do that? And I realized ki it's better if the brands reach out to you. This is what
Mm-hmm.
I got to hear, and I was not very
Okay.
keen about collaborations. Whatever came in my way, I took it, but it's not that I was
Mm-hmm.
working towards it. So I did not really make efforts to like mail them or write to them. But if that is something that you feel ki, haan, you want to have collaborations, maybe that is something which will make you like work even more. People have that drive, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just need a little push, which and some validation maybe, and that gets to you when you collaborate, when you meet different people, etc., etc. So yeah, it's totally cool with whichever way you want to go. But personally, I did not reach out to any brands.
So it's basically, in a nutshell, it has been a great journey as to what I interpret it, from starting from being into a theater group, then going into talking with artisans, then getting into blogging, and now being at such a stage where you actually have loyal followers. So where do you think, what would be your next few steps? Like, is it that you just want to continue with this type of fashion
Mhm.
related blogging, or if you want to transition into something else, where do you think the next turn comes in?
The next turn, like I'm actually taking that turn right now. If you go through the Instagram, I am not very active right now since the past 2 weeks, I guess, because I'm working towards my own startup, which will revolve around fashion, lifestyle, and everything that relates to women under the sun. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I really want that to grow and like be connected with women and fashion and put everything out there. So yeah, that is the turn that is here. Like I'm on the path. Let's just see how it goes.
Awesome, awesome. So, being a student, doing all these things, how do you think you have been able to manage all these things? And I'll give you a hint of where I'm transitioning this conversation towards. And when you get a lot on your plate, because
Mm-hmm.
I'll relate it to myself. I'm from a full-time job to freelance to my own things, and
Mm-hmm.
now to the podcast. But how do you think you are able to manage all of these into your whole day? Like, any productivity tips, productivity, key insights that you follow, that the audience might have, might find it helpful.
Okay, so this might be very out there, but I watch a lot of videos that revolve around productivity and how to manage your time and how to like get maximum results. And I watch a lot of videos around that and how do they like people have their 5:30 a.m. routines and all of that. So I think
Yeah.
currently I'm like so occupied with a lot of things because I'm a student. I need to do certain internships as well, and to frame it
Hmm.
in a better way, my art and my like my writing skills or anything for the blogging world, I need to work with other platforms as well to make it even more polished. So I think I just constantly have this thing to just learn. And the biggest thing that I would suggest everyone to do is write, like keeping a journal. Just write everything down. Ki, haan, this is my to-do list. Aaj I have to like have a creative. I have to write this entire blog. I need to do this. I need to talk to this person. Write everything down, whatever is your task. And just check it off every time you complete it. That is so important. I always underestimated its
Amazing.
power, but it is so good. And by the end of the day, when you see ki, haan, there are so many checks in the list, even if there are one or two tasks which are missing, uh, which you could not do, but you'll see so many ticks, and then you'll be like, okay, I did so much. And you do not even realize that you did so much. And when you see it physically on a paper, you actually feel ki, haan, you did something. And
Yeah.
another thing that I do is I devote a time frame कि हाँ अभी मुझे if I have to create one like if I have to draft certain message or if I have to mail I have to make some mails or something, anything of that sort. I am having
Mhm.
these 30 minutes. I don't know how, but get done with these things within 30 minutes. These two things
Got
are what are keeping me going.
so I don't know, have you faced it or not, but I face a lot of this issue. Like even if I am having a to-do list, even if I list things down, and the moment I get into a specific thing, maybe as small as writing an email or something like that, I have this tendency to overthink, and that's
Mm-hmm.
like it. Basically, if you even decide कि बस मेरे को सिर्फ 15 मिनट I just need to have 15 minutes for this, but you end up devoting much more time, and most of the time not even making anything out of
Mm-hmm.
it because just you're overthinking stuff. So has it ever been a case with you? Like, have you ever been into that overthinking trap?
I think I think I am the biggest overthinker around my circle. Like I have faced anxiety issues literally for quite some time now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing that helped me was this, to not only just think about it, just get on it. Like I have been a planner for my entire life, entire 20 years of existence. I've been a planner,
Mm-hmm.
but I really did not really take it into an execution. I did not really I have to do these things, but I did not really execute it कई बार. बहुत सारे plans थे. I did not do it, and eventually you realize it's too late. You should have done it पहले. And I just think that you need to have this thing in mind कि क्या हो जाएगा ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा. Like think of the worst case scenario. And I
Right.
just think कि हाँ ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ये हो जाएगा ना, ठीक है यार, we'll see, we'll just make it better, it's okay. If you put on a post which you're very doubtful about, what if that post turns out to be your best creative till now? You never know.
Right.
You just never know what will work, what will not. Just put it out there, just let the audience decide, and just do not reconsider any decision. Like give your decisions like if you have a certain decisions to make, so just give that also. I think maybe it might sound mechanical to some people, but this is how I function. So I give a decision like 15 minutes, a concern like 15, 20, whatever minutes, and uske baad whatever decision I've made, I'm not going to think about it, I'm just going to work upon it.
Right. And like one thing which a slightly related point to this was key, which I have been following a lot recently, and it is key if you, especially in the social media world, whenever you post something, whether it's a photo or video on Instagram or video on YouTube, wherever it is,
Mm-hmm.
irrespective of the medium or the platform,
Mm-hmm.
when you post something out there, it, if you get positive comments or if you get negative comments, it just detach yourself from the comments actually. Like if negative comes, you don't feel bad. If positive comes, you don't feel absolutely like you don't go on to like कि मेरे पास इतने comments आ गए, and I'm like, don't go on that cloud वाला situation कि बस अब तो I'm the greatest person. Just stay there and just make stuff.
Agreed.
That's all.
Agreed. Just what you have to see is the feedback कि हाँ इसमें कोई मुझे कोई feedback मिल रहा है कि is it being
Exactly.
uh, like is it going to help me in my future posts. That's all you have to seek from the comments, not multiple comments. Like it's very good to see कि हाँ people are appreciating you, it's very good, but don't make yourself addicted to that feeling, because it won't be there
Exactly.
one day it's not going to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Even if it does, the whole problem with that is when you, so most every every time you see a set of comments, it is a tendency that negative will always come first. If there are two negative comments and eight positive comments, your attention will always be on the two negative comments, not on the eight positive ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always better to just like take the constructive feedback, and for the rest, you just like, okay, I don't care about what people are saying. I'll just, whatever makes me happy, I'll do that.
Agreed.
Awesome. This has been an amazing conversation, and I personally have felt that there have been like I've been noting down stuff, and there have been at least 8 to 10 points that are so like insightful, and probably the audience feels the same way. So so at the end, towards like ending this podcast, is there anything that you feel is that one thing you would probably want to say to somebody who wants to start something, whether it's anything creative in their life, like a blog or anything what they want,
Just
but
do
just that
it.
one thing.
Just do it. Like, just have this thing ki you know what to do, even if you don't. Just do it. Just believe in the execution part and the action, and everything else will follow.
Amazing, amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Renani, once again for doing this with me. And like this, again, this has been such an insightful podcast.
Thank you for having me. It was so cool to talk about so many things.
Thank you, thank you. All right, awesome. So, if you guys like this podcast, don't forget to share it amongst your network, your family, your friends, and don't forget to follow us on the social media platform. I'll be linking both Renalni's and mine channels down below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next podcast. Thank you.